All righty.
Welcome to today's webinar, everyone. We're so glad you could join us here at Aquinas Senior Living. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes to give others a chance to log on. So please make yourself comfortable. Again, if you're just joining us now, we're just going to wait a couple minutes to let others have a chance to log on.
Are, are the mics open, Gina?
Yes. If you're just joining us, we're just waiting a couple minutes to give others a chance to log in. All right. Thank you for your patience, everybody. It's wonderful to see so many people logging in to listen to our Celebrating Milestones webinar here at Aquinas Senior Living. For those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Gina Machado, and I am the Investor Relations Manager. To lead us in this presentation today, my colleagues, Steve Schmid, who is the President of Aquinas Senior Living, and Jim Burnham, who is the Chief Operating Officer. Go ahead, the microphone's yours, guys.
Thank you, Gina. Welcome, everybody, to our webinar today, where, as Gina noted, we're highlighting the 25th birthday celebration for our Wynwood House portfolio communities. Jim and I and others had gathered on June 1st up in the State College Market for that celebration. Next slide, please, Gina. We have our housekeeping that we have to take care of here. So this slide will note some of the disclosures we're required to provide because of our offering that's currently available. Normally, our chairman, Len Poncia, is with us and presents this part of our webinars, but he's got a personal matter to attend to today, the funeral of a close friend of his. So he sends his best wishes to all, and hopefully he'll be back with us for our next webinar installment. Throughout today's webinar, please, if you have questions or comments, drop them into the Q&A section, and we'll do our best to answer as many of those as we can towards the end of the presentation. Just very briefly, for those who are new to Aquinas, we are a senior housing company focused on acquisitions, investment, and management in the senior housing care space. And our focus began in central Pennsylvania. Our growth targets include the Mid-Atlantic region, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, in that area. We are part of our primary goal here in acquiring these communities is to improve operations, management efficiencies, introduce technology, and make plant and equipment upgrades where necessary. And all of these things are focused primarily on two objectives. One, of course, is improving residents' quality of life. And secondly, we do that by giving our staff the tools and the training and the insight that they need to do their best compassionate work for the residents of our community. To learn more about our company and our current investment offering, please visit our investor website. That is investasl.com. And for accredited investors, it's investasl.com/reg-D. That information will also be available later on in the presentation. Those who make an investment by the end of June will receive their first distributions in mid-August. And if you have questions, obviously, please drop them into the Q&A, or if you want to reach out to one of us, connect with Gina through the website. You'll see how to do that. So now my colleague Jim Burnham is going to share with us information about our recent achievements up at State College. And very excited. We were both there, and there's a lot of energy, and we want to try to share some of that with you on this webinar. So Jim, it's all yours.
Sure, I appreciate that. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Gina. Thanks to those who are participating and listening today. I really want to preface this side by saying that the results that we're about to share are truly a direct result of a significant time, energy, and talent of our Wynwood House and Heritage Spring and ASL corporate team, and what they've been able to exhibit and successfully achieve over the past few months. The first point here is pretty significant. If you are a follower of the McKnight's long-term care news, there was a recent article that they talked about and noted that the biggest drivers in employee turnover, which certainly employees in long-term care is a significant challenge across all provider segments, if you will, that insufficient benefits represented 64%. And not having employer-sponsored benefits was 40% of the drivers for turnover. When ASL was fortunate to take over the operations of the Wynwood House property, which there are 5, and State College, our initial assessment identified that there was less than 10% of the employees, which was close to 100 employees, did not have medical coverage or only on the appropriate ACA program. Through a comprehensive discussion with Geisinger Healthcare Plan, we were able to put together a medical plan that attracted over 50% of our frontline team to participate for the first time in such a program. Similar results can be realized in Heritage Springs property, which is our 2 memory care communities. They had an existing Geisinger plan, but because we were able to enhance that and improve the nature and scope of the coverage and reduce the overall premiums because of our bargaining power, we've been able to increase another 35% participation rate in those 2 communities. So significant improvements and initiatives to honor, to me, one of the top priorities is to be the employer of choice before we roll out to be the employer of choice. So that really goes hand in hand with the first 2 bullet points here. We've significantly revamped our employee recruiting, our screening, interviewing, onboarding process, and just recently rolled out a 30, 60, 90-day survey for all new employees to really solicit feedback that we can incorporate to be able to attract and, most importantly, retain really dedicated, compassionate, talented individuals. And that has translated to significant improvements with 38% for Heritage Springs and 25% for Wynwood House year to date. The next thing I'd like to talk about really.
Well, Jim, may I just make a comment?
Sure.
When we were up last week, a number of our staff had come up to me and mentioned how really happy they were with the changes that were being made and the opportunities that they were seeing for their positions and advancement. So that information you shared is having a tangible impact on our staff and on the company in terms of being able to deliver good quality, compassionate care. So just
Sure.
wanted to make that point that
No, that's
it's
fair.
real and happening.
I also thought that they were trying to recruit you to sign up for the dunk booth.
Yeah, well, they were, but I pushed that off to Len.
That was smart. Good for you. Good for you. Let me see. Get back to some of the achievements. We continue to refine our digital marketing campaigns on Facebook and Google, which has really generated improved qualified leads. And our director of admissions give a little shout out that they have been able to realize 7 new admissions in just the past 5 days. And that's really taken to heart what I'll call is a 90-90-90 rule. So what that means is the first 90 feet, the first 90 seconds, typically 90% of the decision is made by families or prospects, future residents. So that is really something that we are taking notice of. And we've also implemented and refined our sales cycle tracking programs where we are identifying leads, tracking our towards, and tracking those conversion ratios so we can benchmark ourselves. And some impressive results that we have for the first quarter is that the number of leads to the number of tours that transitioned into the benchmark is about 30% for our industry. We have been realizing 67%, so almost more than double. But more impressively is the tours to move-ins. The industry average is 20%. We are just shy of doubling that. We're at 38%. So again, hats off to everyone involved in the sales cycle, which is truly everyone.
Yeah.
But most importantly, our directors who are leading that charge. It's really impressive results and exciting to see the improvement that we're realizing each and every day.
And if I may, that speaks to the managerial policies and procedural changes that you're introducing through the team, really not visible by residents or their families, but making a tangible difference on our operations, on morale, and certainly on opportunities for investors to share in our growth and profitability. So we're
Sure.
on the right track.
On the right track. And again, it's all based off of the really capable, competent, and compassionate team that we have at our communities. The last point it certainly is applicable to how we're generating revenue to not only cover these additional expenses, but also support the growing reliance on technology that we'll talk about later in the program. Uh, so that's and they're going to affect January with the average annualized increase of 8%. So now we have some fun slides here. There's our infamous leader holding up a momentous 25 years of service and our center hall, also referred to as Penns Valley location. So very proud to recognize the entrepreneurs, the Romanini family who started that 25 years ago, which is a local family to that area,
Yep.
and have continued to really be pioneers in maintaining quality care, but most importantly, affordability options within that area. So we also have the two brunettes there is Brittany Suffrage, who is a regional director of operations, who looks as though she's cutting the ribbon there, and joining her is Brittany Rye, who is a director of admissions. The other lady there is the representative from Teton, who is a strategic partner that we have with a technology component that we'll talk about further on.
Right. All right, here's a video.
A personal care home in Center County is celebrating 25 years of serving local families all of this week. 6 News attended the ribbon cutting ceremony today at the Wynwood House Personal Care Homes on Burnell Road in Patton Township. The personal care home is also officially launching Teton AI resident safe technology. This makes Wynwood House one of the first personal care home providers in the state to introduce AI technology in resident rooms. The new technology is designed to help identify possible falls, among other safety-related issues.
We've heard from caregivers who say that platform helps them feel more confident that they are identifying changes in residents' behaviors earlier. We've had family members tell us that their loved ones who went to multiple ER visits for falls are now having 0 falls-related emergency visits.
Festivities for the week-long celebration includes AI technology demonstrations, tours of the communities, food trucks, and more.
That was a nice news spot to get highlighted up in that region, and a couple of key data points there that were mentioned, focused on the technology that we're utilizing throughout our platform, Teton AI. This is our chairman, Len Ponce, saying a few words. And we had a lot of children there, families, relatives, and of course, our residents.
And don't forget the petting zoo. That was a big hit.
Oh, yes, the petting zoo. Yes,
So we
yes.
had geese, miniature pigs, lambs, cows, llamas,
Goats.
bunnies. It was a real hit.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Fortunately,
true.
it was on the other side of the food truck, so there was no commingling of
That's right. Good call. Good call. So, Jim, these are a couple of really significant initiatives that are underway. Could you please share a little bit about them?
I'd be glad to. We continue to strive to challenge ourselves, but elevate the skill set and knowledge base that our team have so that we can truly provide exceptional care to those we are blessed to serve. The first point here is a dementia care practitioner program. It's basically referred to as a certified dementia practitioner, a CDP certification. It's through the National Council of CDPs. And it really is a credential geared toward healthcare frontline staff to demonstrate true excellence in person-centered care for dementia. We launched this initiative at our Heritage Springs location about a month ago. Emily Anthony is our facilitator, went through her own certification program to be a trainer, and we're about 50% completed with the employees at Montoursville. We will be finished in the next 2 weeks, and then stepping right into our Lewisburg site in July. Our goal is to be 100% certified of all staff, not just frontline staff, because again, all positions engage with our residents throughout the day. So we want to make sure that they have the latest training and awareness. So that will take place at the end of July for Lewisburg. A real exciting initiative here with Purple Flag. The Purple Flag is an institute that started in 2019, and the goal was to establish what I'll call as a gold standard in excellence in senior care. And it's a accreditation program that provides the providers who demonstrate commitment to best practices and enhancing the quality of care for those that provided specifically in memory care. They have different levels for assisted living and skilled nursing and things like that. But obviously, with what we're focusing on, with Heritage Springs is dementia care. I was just notified today that we are the first memory care provider in the state of Pennsylvania to submit for this pretty extensive assessment. And it's only offered through Pennsylvania Assisted Living membership. So there is exclusivity there, which we are members of. So pretty exciting time to be on the forefront of that initiative. It is rolled out actually internationally, but on the continental U.S., I believe there's 6 or 7 other states that have started this since 2019. But Pennsylvania, the most recent was Connecticut. So we're next in line in terms of Pennsylvania. So very proud to represent and be one of the first to embrace this unique certification program. It certainly provides a marketing advantage because it is a third-party accreditation. But most importantly, it just really offers confidence and support to those families seeking care for their loved ones. And it's just another level of acknowledgement and reassurance that we're really trying to do what our mission is calling us to provide.
Yeah, that, the dementia care, and the next one that you're going to touch on, all are highlighting our commitment to our residents, providing our staff with the tools they need to do their best work. And all of that manifests itself in, more interest in our communities, increased occupancy, and all of that flows through the system for us to care for residents and provide a return to investors.
Yep, absolutely. And that next point, Teton, I mean, if just in the past 3 weeks, we've been on the news 3 times regarding how we've embraced this technology. And obviously, if you look at our newsletters and SMSs and email change, it's a lot about how we are embracing and partnering with Teton to really provide top-notch, best-in-class care that is obviously, excuse me, it anonymizes or basically filters out any sort of PHI information, but is an excellent tool for our team to really provide true 24/7 monitoring in our communities. 2 initiatives that we've been selected as pilot program providers is an e-call system. So that's a sort of E for emergency call system, which is quite common in our industry, but it is a wireless system that feeds right into the Teton platform and instantly notifies our team when residents are in distress. So we're piloting that at our State College location, which is part of the Wynwood House communities. A real exciting initiative here is a group view pilot program. You may recall that Teton initially started with just a review and installation parameter, if you will, of a resident's room. They've been able to work through technology challenges and barriers where we can now put this technology in group settings and still be able to preserve the privacy, but also have picked up on how we can continue to monitor specific residents that continue to add to and enhance assessment, sort of health score, and notifications for any sort of assistance and more personalized care program. So we are launching that at our Center Hall location and at our Montoursville memory care community this month, starting in June. So real excited to be selected with this beta test group through Teton.
And Jeff, if I could just spend 30 seconds or so, for those who are unaware of the Teton AI system, essentially, as Jim mentioned, it's a monitoring system that anonymizes a resident's identification. So we're not filming or videoing or anything like that, but it does pick up and provide early detection for falls. And we had one resident write us a letter that her mother had like 4 trips to the emergency room before Teton in the prior 30 days. And then once Teton was installed, the trips dropped to 0 because our staff was able to detect that something was up. They reached the resident before any issues occurred. And the letter that this resident's family member wrote was very glowing and supportive of the use of Teton. And just the data that it's able to collect all feeds into and gives our staffers a tool, a dynamic tool that allows them to be aware of and care for residents, even when they're not physically in the resident's presence. And that's one of the differentiators of using the system that's important. Jim, you can cite the hours, but as an operator, we're required to visit with residents in person. I believe it's 2 to 4 hours a day, depending upon the acuity level. But this system allows us to have eyes and ears on our residents 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Huge differentiator
Sure.
for us.
Yeah, every license program has different minimum requirements through the Pennsylvania Department of Health or Bureau of Health Human Services, but it's really indicative of the care needs of an individual resident. So it certainly helps us to demonstrate we are well in excess of those minimums. And the Pennsylvania Bureau of Health Services has understands that this is a technology that is a tool that helps us to really quantify and be more transparent with the care that we're providing to those that we are again blessed to serve, and it provides a better communication tool with family members when we go over the care plan and the progress that the resident is receiving and experiencing throughout their time with us.
Great.
So
Okay.
the last bullet point there is a new HRIS, and that really is a human resource information system. That's really use of technology to help us with our people processes, if you will, to make us more efficient. It believe it or not, where many of our communities have been using the good old tried and true paper and pencil process for a lot of HR related operations. And this July, we are on track to rolling out a really top notch system that helps us with many human resource initiatives, everything from applicant tracking, benefits management, certainly payroll, time and attendance solutions, general HR management, from onboarding, tracking of certifications and education requirements, just to name a few. So we are really excited to roll that out. It's going to certainly impact and real time saver so that we can regain some of that opportunity costs that our team and leadership team have been exposed to recently. But that's all going to change come July 1st. So excited to share that announcement as well.
Good. All right. Couple more points here that we just wanted to reiterate with regards to our corporate objectives for our staff. And as Jim had mentioned earlier, it's our objective to become the employer of choice in the region, so that it naturally follows that we become the provider of choice for our residents. And by selecting and working with our staff, hiring the people that share our vision for caring for our senior citizens and our residents, and training, mentioning again the initiatives that Jim talked about with dementia care certification and the Purple Flag certification. These are differentiators in the industry, along with our use of technology that really surrounds the resident in a way with compassion and care that we think is kind of unique. Anything you want to add to that, Jim?
I'll just touch on the empathy first hiring. We're just not hiring to fill positions, which a lot of providers are forced to do at times. But because of the culture that we're creating, the environment that we're creating, we are really being successful in attracting and building a compassionate and dedicated team that takes true pride in caring for the residents. And it's exciting to be a part of. You can feel the energy, you can feel the teamwork building. And I'll give you a little statistic that I just heard about yesterday. 90 days ago, we had 26 vacant positions. As of yesterday, we have 9. So that's an enormous amount of improvement in bringing on full-time positions to support the growing operations, the growing care levels that our residents experience, and the improved occupancy that we're also realizing. We are very fortunate to be at this stage, and it's really exciting to feel that momentum. And we'll continue to give you updates on where we are as time comes on.
Okay, next slide. So I guess a brief summary is that our chairman Len Ponce is fond of saying, "Doing well by doing good."
Yep.
It's part of our company ethos, and it's really what we are focused on providing to staff and residents. And as a result of that, we believe we're driving bottom line returns for our investors. As I mentioned at the top of the webinar, we currently have an offering memorandum that's available on our website, investasl.com and investasl.com reg-d. There they are. Our offering has monthly distributions, which are provided roughly the middle of the month. And particulars are, of course, noted in the offering memorandums, which through which the offering is being made. And I guess just in summary, that when our staff is equipped to do well, the residents feel it, word spreads through word of mouth, obviously by our team, by the families of the residents who live there. And all of that points to what Jim noted about increasing occupancy and reputation in the community. So we are highly focused on those aspects in order to drive our Aquinas Senior Living to higher and higher and place in the senior housing world. So with that, I don't know, Gina, do we have some Q&A that we can respond to?
Sure, I can handle some of these.
All right.
So an anonymous attendee asked, can we see how Teton works? Is there a video or something? Would love for you to go to our website and see a previous webinar. We did a complete webinar on just Teton. It explains the system. It shows you videos and how everything works and how we approach senior living with the use of Teton. Somebody else said, I'm sorry, a couple just popped through. How many communities do we have? Where are they? Are they profitable? Are they mostly full?
So we are focused in the Mid-Atlantic right now. We have 7 communities in that region, from Lewisburg, Montoursville, and the State College region. We are I think our portfolio right now, Jim, is roughly approaching what, 78%?
Yeah, across the total. Yeah,
Yep.
Some are higher, lower.
Yep. And we are advancing on filling them with residents. Obviously, there's a huge demographic tailwind that has people aging quite a bit. And so we are well positioned to meet the needs of those family residents when they come and look at our communities. And as a growth company, we're putting a lot of our resources and cash flow back into the physical plants and into our systems, as Jim had mentioned, so that we can improve overall financial position.
Okay. Somebody mentioned earlier, which I think just is very relatable to what you said, 7 new admissions. When you talked about we had 7 new admissions just in this past week. Are the facilities new and empty? They're not. And Jim could,
Yeah, they're not new. They range from anywhere from 5 years to maybe 20 years, 25 years. It's the Penns Valley location. Again, the primary objective is to provide quality care in a home-like setting. And there's a lot of initiatives in terms of capital improvements that we have planned for the remainder of this year. But yes, very fortunate to have strong occupancy in all these locations. Our goal is to certainly be full, but we're benchmarking around 90 to 92% as a total portfolio. Industry average is increasing every quarter. If you look at the national trends, it's hovering around 88, 89% on average for a standard provider occupancy level.
And so we're approaching that because one of the acquisitions we had made had some issues, which made the acquisition for us opportunistic, and that had about a 60% vacancy in that community when we took it over, if not a little more. I might be off on that
Oh,
percentage.
no, I think it was less than that. It was closer to 50%. Yeah, vacancy rate.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was a little greater. Okay. And so we've now reopened that second wing and are filling that. But when you look at the whole picture, that's what has a bit of a limitation on our portfolio-wide occupancy. Next month, that number will be up. I see a question here about the number of employees and why do we have so many? Can you feel that one, Jim?
Sure. We have approximately 200 employees across the 7 communities. That's total employee count. That's not necessarily full-time equivalents. So we certainly strive to have a flexible scheduling and offer full-time employment. But for some, they look for more part-time assistance. So based on our parameters in terms of a assessment based off of acuity and the care level demands to fulfill the needs of the residents, we have a proprietary staffing model that I've been exposed to for over 25 years and refining that has certainly produced the type of results that we expect and that uphold our values and mission. Every community has a staffing pattern, again, indicative to the number of units, residents that they're serving, and the acuity needs of those residents, with a baseline of always maintaining life safety, emergency response support through the regulations that our license is held to.
Good. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? What are our plans for the remainder of the year? Well, as Jim touched on, we are focused on constantly reviewing our communities for improvements we can make to the physical plant. Our initiatives for employee training and growth and development is underway. And the transition from some of the communities we purchase are still pencil and paper, so we bring them into the modern era with our digital and electronic HR program. So those initiatives for both policies and procedures and the physical plant are underway. Let's see. Future plans, we kind of touched on that. We're constantly looking for new acquisitions in our footprint, which, as I mentioned, is the greater Mid-Atlantic area of the country. Anybody has ideas, feel free to write us, send us an email. And what else? I think we covered pretty much those questions. Yeah, so just circling back on Teton, as Gina had mentioned, please do take a look on the website in the prior webinars, and you'll see how the system works. It is very private, and of course, in order for us to have installed it, we had to get the blessings of the Pennsylvania agencies concerned with senior citizen health and privacy. And we did achieve that, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be able to use it. So that's a bar that you have to pass in order to use the system. All right, I think we've pretty much covered it. Gina or Jim, anything else you want to add?
I just want to let everybody know, if you have any questions, please go to the website. You have a human being answering everything. We're not a bot. We are real. I am here. I will be the one answering a lot of the questions that you put in there. So if you have anything, just let us know.
Yeah, and just thank you for attending and supporting us, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Enjoy, and to learn more about us, do check out the website, aquinas-seniorliving.com, and the two investment portals that are noted on the screen now. So thank you very much, and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.